Palantir. It's got to be one of the most mysterious and, let's be honest, controversial tech companies out there. Its stock has been on an absolute tear, and it's created this huge divide between people who think it's the future and those who think it's all smoke and mirrors. So, let's dive into this puzzle together and figure out what's really going on.
Okay, get this. In just the last 2 years, Palantir stock has shot up an incredible 900%. A 900% gain. That kind of move splits investors into two very different camps, and figuring out why is the key to solving this whole puzzle.
So this all brings us to the big question, right? Is Palantir basically the next Nvidia? A totally essential foundational piece of the entire AI revolution? Or is it just a company running on pure hype and mystique with a stock price that's just waiting for a reality check?
To really get to the bottom of this, we have to start by unpacking the powerful myth that surrounds Palantir. Because you see, this public perception, it wasn't some kind of accident. Nope, it was deliberately crafted, right from day one, starting with its founders. The two main guys here are quite a pair. On one side, you have Peter Thiel, the legendary kind of reclusive Silicon Valley figure. And on the other, you've got Alex Karp, the company's super outspoken CEO who has a PhD in philosophy. Their personalities could not be more different, but together, they have perfectly sculpted Palantir's public image.
This quote from Peter Thiel really says it all, doesn't it? It points to a deliberate strategy to build a very specific image, one of power, mystery, and maybe even a little bit of fear. This shows they aren't just building a company, they're telling a story.
And that story? Well, it starts with the name itself. A Palantir is one of those all-seeing stones from The Lord of the Rings. I mean, come on. Choosing that name was a totally calculated move, designed to make you think of immense power and knowledge from the second you hear it.
And their original idea for the company leaned right into this image. Peter Thiel basically wanted to take the fraud detection tech they built at PayPal and point it at government intelligence to automatically flag and track potential threats. And just like that, the all-seeing eye perception was born. But here's the twist. That original pitch, well, it didn't really work. It turns out that real-world intelligence data is infinitely messier than clean, organized financial data. So Palantir had to pivot. And what it actually built is fundamentally different, and honestly, it's way more interesting.
Okay, to understand the real Palantir, you have to get this one keyword. And I know, it sounds way more complicated than it actually is. That word is ontology. All it is, in simple terms, is a way of organizing data by mapping out how every single piece of information connects to every other piece.
You know what? Let's make it even simpler. From now on, anytime you hear that word ontology, just think map. That's all it is. Palantir's main product creates a living, breathing map of an organization's entire universe of data, showing how every little thing connects.
So its real value isn't some crystal ball prediction engine. No, it's in solving a total nightmare problem that every single large organization has. I mean, think about it. Sales data is in one system. HR is in another. The supply chain info is somewhere else. None of it talks to each other. It's just chaos. Palantir's job is to tame that chaos. And this, right here, is where all the AI hype comes in. Everyone links Palantir and AI, and they're not wrong to do it. But its role is very, very specific. They are a catalyst for AI, not a creator of it. And that's a huge difference.
The CEO, Alex Karp, has a really fascinating take on this. He argues that once all the AI dust settles, only two things are going to hold real value. The chips that power AI, like the ones from Nvidia, and the ontology, that organized data map that makes the AI useful. He is betting the entire company on owning that second critical layer.
So let's be crystal clear about this. Palantir is not trying to build the next ChatGPT. What they do instead is let their customers plug in powerful AI models from Google or OpenAI or whoever, and then use them securely on their own, now perfectly organized internal data. The key to all this is a technology called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or just RAG for short. It's actually pretty simple. An employee asks a question. The AI then uses Palantir's data map to find the answer right there inside the company's own documents. Now, think about what that means for a business. Instead of an AI that might just, make stuff up, you get one that is grounded in your own trusted information. That is a huge deal.
Okay, so now that we get the tech, let's do what we always do. Follow the money. Where does Palantir's revenue actually come from? This question really gets to the heart of another huge debate. Is this a fast-moving tech company, or is it just a slow and steady government contractor?
And this is where things get really, really interesting.
So while their government revenue grew a very respectable 52%, just look at the commercial side. U.S. commercial revenue grew an explosive 121% year over year. That is the hypergrowth that has investors so excited.
But hey, don't discount that government business. It's Palantir's bedrock. And why is that? Well, first, these contracts are incredibly sticky. It's a huge risk for a government agency to switch away. Second, Palantir had a massive head start with years of real-world use. And third, it's no secret that in government work, powerful connections can be just as valuable as the tech itself.
All right, let's bring it all home. After looking at the myth, the reality, the tech, and the money, we're left with the core dilemma for anyone thinking about investing in this company.
The bull case is pretty straightforward. You have this massive, explosive growth potential from commercial AI, all sitting on top of a super stable foundation of hard-to-lose government contracts. The bear case is just as simple. The stock is already priced for perfection. I mean, its sky-high valuation assumes they will execute flawlessly for years to come, leaving absolutely zero room for error.
And that leaves us with one final thought. Is Palantir's future really going to be driven by its unique technology, its ability to solve that messy data problem better than anybody else? Or is its success ultimately driven by something else entirely, its deep-rooted, incredibly powerful connections? That, right there, is the Palantir puzzle.